Hello, Impact Wrestling fans, and a very special welcome to our fan of the week, Kevin Cruz, who left a great comment last week. I'm Jay here with the Horror King Gary, who has his own horror channel on YouTube that is linked above. Check it out. We are now available everywhere you listen to podcasts. It'd be cool if you like, subscribe, follow, and especially commented. Give them a rundown of what's going on, G-Man.
Heading into this pay-per-view, all kinds of action going on. But before we get started, I'd like to say this podcast tonight is brought to you by Moon of the Blood Beast. When the moon is red, you're dead. It's a Wild Eye releasing title. Me and Jay have been kind of doing a crossover here between the two channels. Really overall, really good creature feature. That's from the 70s. So check that out on Tubi or wherever you stream your movies. Just look for the movie.
Yeah, if you're a movie fan, stick around because we got some. We like to ramble at the end, but so we're gonna get right into Victory Road review, and after that, we got some news about tapings and some spoilers. But we will give a huge, hey, get the hell out of here! There's a spoiler coming warning. And okay, so really quick, I got to call out 411Mania, who I'm a big fan of, but many times they seem to give Impact a lower grade than they deserved. Let me stress this in their own opinions, okay? And their recent Victory Road review is probably the greatest example ever. Now, Caesar, I don't know, not exactly, but the writer, who I think does a great job along with all of these writers, but nobody's perfect. Graded every single match above 3.5 stars, with two 4-star matches, and the overall grade is a 7.2. Gary, it doesn't add up to me or a bunch of commenters. You're more of the match guy than me. What do you think?
No, it definitely doesn't. Keep in mind this. I believe this pay-per-view was on the record. It's set up for 9 matches for the entire night, right? Wasn't it 9? Because I think there was at least 6 or 7 in the main show, and
so. Yeah.
I don't ever remember anything overly low that would justify a 7.2. Just if you based it all, like, the math don't add up, if you will. It's not Scott Steiner math, in other words.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, I'm not trying to start a fight or anything with them. It's literally the only wrestling site that I go to. Like, I really like them all. I just just a thing I noticed, and a few commenters kind of said, well, one commenter said it, and then it got a bunch of upvotes and stuff, and I don't know, it just seems to be a weird thing. I'm going to tag them just so it's not like, I'm kind of.
Well, I'm just going to say for the record, pretty much any pay-per-view for me, for the whole show usually goes around an 8, a solid 8, pretty much every pay-per-view, unless there's some things I really don't like. So the 7.2 totally don't make sense. So
yeah, all right. So let's get to our grades. Mine is totally a lot higher. I'm going with a 9.3.
You mean for the overall show, right?
Yeah, and I'm just going to throw in here that my favorite
I didn't
match.
know if you meant like the main event but
oh,
yeah.
No, sorry.
Yeah, I
overall
definitely
grades.
would put this show anywhere between an 8.7, 8.8, somewhere around there. Like, there's always something that I can nitpick about. Like, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, some of my problem is I'd like a different setup with the way we present the pay-per-views and stuff. It just kind of feels like we use the same theme a little bit, like we use the same kind of setup with Victory Road last time around. Like, I'd like to see some different fonting going on with the staging, and I don't know, there's just some little qualms about things like that kind of take away from me for a little bit. I know that's kind of cosmetic kind of stuff, but presentation is everything.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I mean, I could see people saying like, well, does that really have to do anything with the actual review grade? But hey, I guess in your opinion, yeah. And in Caesars or Caesar, again, I don't know how that's pronounced, but I mean, again, this is just a number. It's a grade. I find it odd. I thought it would be interesting to talk about quickly, and that's all. Maybe he hated the pre-show, which could be fair. I don't know, and whatever else. But I mean, just everyone else can check out the review. It's 411Mania, great site. They got a whole bunch of shit. And I got to say, before we get into anything else, me and Gary want to spend about 58 minutes talking about marketing right now. Gary, what do you think about? Yeah, I'm just kidding. We're going to leave that to professionals. That is just ridiculous. Shut the hell up, everybody out there talking about that. You don't know what you're talking about. Just stop it. You don't know business. You don't know shit.
Well, the weekly marketing is already, it's already seeing fruition. We're no longer in the old Impact Zone. We're on the road. We're in a different venue about every 4 to 5 weeks. I don't know what more you expect out of Anthem right now.
Yeah,
we lost
I'm sorry.
we lost a year due to COVID. Keep in mind.
Oh yeah.
That kind of put us on a little bit like on pause for a little bit. So let's be a little bit more patient with the product. I mean, we're still going in 2022.
I say it all the time. People don't realize like how bad COVID just fucked almost every business in the world up. Like I was really surprised Impact got through it, and like it's not because like anything has to do with business, but like a lot of people didn't get through it. I mean, Ring of Honor, that without COVID, I'm sure they'd be around.
Oh yeah, which is really sad too, because those Ring of Honor shows were really well done without the crowd. The production was gorgeous. Get a chance. I don't know how you probably have to watch it. Maybe if you got it taped or whatever or something, but go back and watch it. They did the best they could for how what funds that they were getting from Sinclair. So
yeah. Well, speaking of Ring of Honor, one of my favorite matches of the night, which I mean, my problem was picking one was like there's so many goddamn good ones, but my favorite was the Honor No More just because there was like a lot going on, and I love Honor No More. Like I love everything about these guys, other than I want to see my boy pushed more PCO, and I think you agree. But who knows? Maybe they got some long term thing. And to be fair, he's like 55, and I guess they don't want to use him as much, which would be totally fair and safe. Unlike Sting and AEW taking bumps off goddamn top ropes through a table for some reason.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I can't disagree with you at all on that at all. But I'm going to go outside the box here. I'm going to go with the triple threat revolver. The whole setup. I like the whole damn thing. I mean, I like the contestants. All of them taking their own little bit of their shine throughout, and they made the division. Which I think is basically the X division here. That's on the center stage here, and they did a lot with some different pieces, like out of versus the old days when it would just be nothing but small, fast moving guys. We got Mia Yim. We got kind of like a newbie in Impact, sort of in a sense, with Alex Zane.
My boy, my boy,
yeah, Yumira, yeah, that was an added piece that just started showing up in Impact. So, I mean, I had a lot.
If anyone hasn't noticed, so you want to comment that I'm wrong, I just like butchering that because it's kind of a ridiculous name to me. No offense to anyone, but I totally agree. I mean, Taurus. I don't know if you mentioned him.
Like, I forgot about him. Yeah.
I mean, part of that. I mean, Trey, who might be one of the fucking best wrestlers on the roster. Kazarian, who ended up winning, and I mean, I totally agree. This was like right with me for the with my second favorite match. Like this was just a blast. I totally agree. I love these kind of matches. I love.
Well, they me because I thought they'd go with Kenny King just because the storyline kind of indicated that it was going to be Speedball facing Kenny King just because of the attacks that he had done prior. So they did a really good job swerving me here.
Again, this is one thing I love about Impact. I have no idea who was going to win this match. Like, I can look at most other cards, like AEW, WWE, and it's kind of obvious based on, like, what they're doing long term. I think that's one thing that's good about Impact. Like, maybe they don't know totally what they're doing long term because they can't, like, have, like, a ton of people signed at once, based on what's going on and everything. But, I mean, I love the hell out of that match. God, I mean, Mike, you're actually making me thinking this might be my favorite match just because I loved like all the things like you said, like Mia Yim. Like I thought Mia was going to win, to be honest.
Well, I thought the crowd was actually into it a lot more than some of the other, matches because it had a lot of had a good flow to it throughout.
And like it's just more fun. They're really good with those. They've done a bunch of those in the past. I mean, it's been a while. I actually forgot what a revolver match was, but like once it came on, I'm like, oh shit, that's it. Okay.
Yeah, just let us know in the comments if you want to see Impact do a triple threat revolver in the future. Just not make it all the time, like maybe every 6 months or like every year or whatever. Just let us know.
I mean, that'd be cool making that like a I don't know. I don't want to say a week, not obviously not weekly, but like maybe a few months even. I
Yeah.
just think it's like that fun of a match. Like everyone loves it. Like you said, like the crowd was loud. They loved it. All right, let me go back to the opening match. Mike Bailey, who versus Delirious. So I got to say, I gave some shit before this because I'm like, who the hell is this guy? I mean, you know a lot more than I do. I know he's a booker. He was the booker for Ring of Honor. I know he gets a lot of shit, which is probably, too much. I think I mentioned that last week quickly, so whatever. I'm not going to mention that. But holy shit, can this guy go?
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know if you noticed too. It's a battle of the feet kind of participants because Mike Bailey really don't wear a shoe, and Delirious definitely is a barefooted wrestler. So I didn't know if anyone noticed that out there, but I just thought that was
I
kind
did.
of interesting.
I did, and it kind of goes with my whole Karate Kid
Yeah.
thing happening going on with the whole. There's a lot of
Yeah, look
like
more like was it All Valley tournament that I'm wrestling
yeah,
match, the bare feet
but I
thing
mean,
on
but I mean, like I'll be honest, like I can't remember a guy who like shocked me so much as this guy did. Like, how old is he? Do you know?
that.
In his 40s?
Yeah, he's got to be maybe 42, 43, somewhere around there.
Like this was honestly the first match or like big match I've seen him in, other than like 6-man or 8-man or 10-man tags or Ring of Honor or whatever. Like I think he did a lot of those, right?
Yeah, the thing is, he had a match like right before they went out of business. I can't remember who they were. I think they basically at that time they were kind of lack of talent at that point because they were
Yeah.
probably having to watch their budget at that point, and like he battled somebody and he took him to a pretty much a no contest. I think he did end up losing, but it was a kind of match, kind of like this Bailey one here on Victory Road that could have went either way. Although we knew that Mike Bailey wasn't going to lose, just because that wouldn't make sense, you know. And
Yeah,
you know,
I do wish they had it in a better situation where, we thought Delirious had a chance, but
yeah, yeah, you knew.
life ain't perfect, so whatever. Uh okay, here's what I did like this because you don't get a lot of backstage things during these shows. But they're keeping the Eddie PCO thing going, which is much. I mean, he was like I didn't like that he wasn't wrestling on the show, but they're keeping that going, and I find it really interesting. And like I keep thinking like they've been keeping this in the background, and like PCO maybe is going to be the one who saves the title for Impact. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely see that change. Think it was kind of indicated on this Thursday's Impact too that there was some uh, dissension with, like, he might help Heath. Wasn't he in ring or something? And he challenged him to come down this past Thursday. And Eddie was like, no, no, no. And I don't know. You could tell that I could see him going his own way, whether he's with Vincent or without him.
Or it would be a great. It could be a great. What's the word? Is red herring the word? What if they're
Yeah,
doing
could
this?
be that.
What if they're doing this on purpose to make people think that, and then like PCO comes down during the match, and just then does the opposite and just sticks with Eddie, and they laugh. But
Yeah.
again, I don't know if he's that type of character because he's like a kind of like a robot death machine where he probably hates Eddie. But
Yeah, the only thing I don't like what they're doing with PCO right now, other than they're booking him great, but I don't like what makeup's doing with him. They're making him look like he's like decaying and stuff. I kind of get it, but I mean, I think he was okay the way he was before. I don't want to make him, I don't want to start making him look like a Kiss member, you
yeah,
know.
no, I'm with you. Yeah, leave him alone. He's badass enough already. Like certain characters, you don't need to mess with at all. And I was wrong. He did wrestle. Sorry, it was PCO and Vincent against
Oh,
Motor City Machine Guns,
oh
and
yeah, I
in
was
another
confused.
really really good match.
Well, that's what me and Jay were talking about going into this recording tonight for the podcast here. The inability to kind of separate the Thursday show from the from
Yeah,
the pay per view, or well, pay per view, if you will. Just kind of makes it a little bit confusing, even to a normal fan, with them being back to back nights, because it's hard to separate what was on Thursday's show with what was on Impact Plus or wherever you watch the Victory Road show. So,
yeah, we were gonna review both, but I don't know. I think it's just like too much in 2 days, and
oh, definitely.
it's even more confusing to us or to me at least because I mean, like I watched the show I watch Impact the day after, so that's what, Friday morning. And then I watched the show last night, so I'm kind of like,
And you're watching like 4.5 hours
yeah.
of.
And like you said, it's really hard not for like certain things to stick in my head. But
Especially
all right.
when that talent is on both shows, like there's not
Yeah.
there's no lack of them being on either show,
Exactly. All right, let me jump down to my favorite match, Honor No More. This was Eddie Taven and Bennett, the tag champs, along with the #1 contender versus Josh Swan and Heath, who are the world champ and, just kind of two dudes that are hanging around, I guess, the upper mid-card scene.
Oh yeah, well this match was all over the place. They all had great chemistry. I just don't know I don't really know what to do with at this point. I'm not sure what they're doing with Rich Swann. I understand putting him in as 6-man, but I don't know. I just kind of think he's a better singles man.
I don't think they have any idea what to do with Swan, and I feel like it's been that way for a long time. Like, not to be dicks to them, but
yeah,
I mean, like, there's like a lot of good wrestlers, and like I don't see him as like a great character, and like I don't know what you can do with him other than just put him in like that kind of like that opening or not the opening match, the gauntlet match, or just one-on-ones, or stick him in.
Should have went into the opening match with the revolver, if anything.
Yeah, like just keep him as next division guy or whatever. But whatever. I mean, I don't know. I guess he's good for spots like this. I mean, he's lost. I mean, the guy was a world champion. He lost to Omega. I mean, in a sick match. Like, I think people forget that, like how great this fucking guy was. But whatever. Now it's Josh's time.
Kind of seems lost without big dude there that went to MLW. I can't think of his name.
Willie
Mack. Yeah. I kind of wish we could have kept them as a team.
Yeah, it was a good, very, very good tag team. That kind of just added to the division. It's not that deep right now, or pretty much ever tag division, I feel like, just because they don't have enough guys that can, be in it. But whatever, you can't have every division that's deep. And they've done a pretty good damn job, except, I don't know, were the Knockouts titles? Were they not on this show? Did I miss it? Am I crazy?
No, there was like a backstage thing with Rosemary, Jessica, and I think Jessica at some point shoves Vexed into some crates. And I guess it's setting it up for a match for them at Bound for Glory. So it's a pretty funny exchange. It's kind of, I don't know if anybody out there is getting that vibe about Rosemary. I kind of feel like she's kind of going the route a little bit of Marilyn Manson with her look. I don't know. And if anybody a Manson fan.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Not a huge fan of her look changes. Perhaps I'm biased ever since she called me out on Twitter, even though I was ahead of the game. Like our boy Hobbs, we just wanted to see the best for her. And yes, she was a tag champion, but she's literally not won a match since, and I think she's had one. Like, it was almost crazy timing with that shit. But let me get back to the Honor No More match, because some people were pissed that Eddie covered Josh, or that Josh got the pin here. I don't know if you care.
Be honest with you, I didn't see it coming. I'm not big on it here. But it is a big happening for Impact, though, because I think Tom Hannafan mentioned that it's the first time Josh Alexander's been pinned in almost a year.
Okay, see, I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
See, I think it's interesting, because it's like usually like, oh, Eddie got the pin, so that means Josh is going to win at the pay-per-view. That's kind of like a WWE. It's kind of like a WWE move, though, So I mean, I don't think Impact kind of thinks like that, so I wouldn't really worry about that. And okay, what else do we got here? Jordan versus Max the Impaler, which shockingly good, I thought. No offense to Max. No offense to Max, but I mean, I've seen her a few times, and like I would say she's solid, but
we might want to mention too the reason why Jordan is facing Max the Impaler is due to Masha's choice of pick her poison for Jordan. So
the old PYPM hashtag, pick your poison match. I'm not a huge fan of these matches being on pay-per-view, just because it's like you don't know who's coming. But also, I don't know. I do like that I don't know who's coming, so I guess I just changed my own mind there. Why is she with James Mitchell? Why is she with James Mitchell, though?
I think she's on loan from NWA. I believe Maxie Impaler has wrestled, and if not, she's just here because she's kind of like an indie name that happened to be paired with a former Impact talent or former talent in Father James Mitchell. So
Okay, yeah. Maybe he was just hanging around in the back, and it was like, oh look, a new monster. Let's take him with Awesome Mitchell. Whatever. I'm not never complain about James Mitchell. Guy's a monster. Legend, awesome, makes everything better. And yeah, again, I mean, I thought everything about this match was great, except maybe I'm not sure what happened at the end. I felt like Max kind of held the top rope like a little longer than she should have for Jordan's setup for the finish, but I don't know. Maybe I just saw things weird because I was tired or whatever.
yeah, well, I mean, I think when like I don't think these two have faced off too often either, and like I don't think
Oh, yeah.
Maxie Impaler's really been on a lot of big TV either.
No, definitely not.
You know what I mean? So I mean, I don't know if it's a case of really maybe not, doing the proper thing on a big show like this. Maybe I don't know. I just sometimes things, like you happen to notice this. I think I didn't really notice this one so much.
See, I know Maxie Impaler because she wrestles or she wrestled, or I know she definitely did in the past, but at H2O Wrestling, which our old site, my old site, which is now TV Guide, DPW, whatever.
I didn't even know that was a company.
Yeah, I mean it's really small. It's in Jersey, but it's like
Yeah.
it's a hardcore as hell company. So like it's all
Oh,
basically
kind of like a GCW.
yeah, I mean, but even more. It's like all death matches pretty
Oh,
much. So she's like a death match wrestler.
gotcha.
But I mean, she did a hell of a job for not a death match. I mean, I was really surprised. I thought this would be like kind of a mess because, like, I didn't think she was whatever. Um, so Jordan, after the match, gave her what the opposite. Gave her poison match.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
said it was Alley Catch in a Monsters Ball match.
Don't have the exact name of the match, but it definitely was Alley Catch, and I guess she's a really like a hardcore, kind of like a hardcore Masha from what I'm hearing.
Yeah, well, let me say, just gave 411 shit before, but yeah, I read a lot of their notes because they're great with pretty much everything else. And yeah, they say Monsters Ball match, so I believe it is. And I'm not a huge fan of Allie, but I think this is kind of her thing.
Oh yeah,
Like
I know
getting like
nothing about her. Maybe you know
get
about.
getting her ass kicked in hardcore matches is basically her thing. And
Okay.
Masha came from, again, I think Masha came from H2O. Like it's like they came from like really small places. It's kind of like crazy. And they both like a lot of this is what 3 deathmatch wrestlers. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's like different things. I'm not a huge
Maybe
uh
we're going hardcore with the women's. Maybe we'll
yeah.
get a hardcore women's title. Who knows?
I mean, I like it. Like, I mean, they can do anything with these goddamn women because they're so good at almost everything. You know what I mean? So, whatever. I mean, you got even what's the name in the Gauntlet I loved, but I mentioned that before. Throw the women all over the place because they're so goddamn good. That's all. How about Raven going into the Impact Hall of Fame?
Oh, this is awesome. It's not unexpected at all. We've been using him sporadically through this year, kind of plugging him here and there. I was very happy to see he finally got it his due, and will be a part of the Impact Hall of Fame inductee.
Also, pretty fitting after we just talked about the hardcore shit. And before we get any further, how about Bobby Fish?
Oh yeah, that has to be maybe not for everybody, but it had to been the kind of moment of the pay per view just because I did not see Impact debuting anybody or, even having anybody appear that has a name like that.
Yeah.
I just was really shocked. I think what happened here, though, I think what was a bit lackluster, though was this is where Impact's got to step it up in the production thing because it kind of like they bammed the music and like I don't think anybody knew at first who the hell he was.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan of his. He doesn't have like a great character or look, like you said. It's like I don't think I would even recognize that dude. But I know he's a great wrestler, and Impact will find a spot for him, and probably even a character because they're just so goddamn good at that. If he sticks around, who knows? Maybe he's just popping in, wrestling a few matches. We'll see what happens.
Well, they
Not
call it man.
incredibly.
a lightning rod for controversy. So we'll see what he does if he can muster.
Is that really what they called him?
That's what the description's saying when he appeared. He like into
That's a bit.
they're kind of making it up that he's basically a catalyst for any controversy. So
Well, that's a bit much, let me say. And let me jump back to the, I don't want to say pointless, but Mickey James, the only match I really didn't like that much, Mickey versus Giselle.
oh yeah.
Giselle is just not really clicking with me.
Yeah, she did something that was like really insane though that I hadn't seen Giselle do. It was something like from the top rope, and then I don't know, I can't remember what she did, but it's like the most high flying I've seen Giselle do to date. And I don't know, I love that part of it, but like I don't know, I don't think I would have had these two fight art right off because you're kind of trying to build up Giselle, and you knew she wasn't going to go over Mickey here just because she's on the tour to Bound for Glory or whatever.
Yeah, maybe I'm being too hard on Giselle because of the bad booking for her. Like you said, like if you want to make something out of her, like what the hell are you doing? Like why are you putting up her against Mickey James? Like I don't know. Like I don't see it as hanging with Mickey James make you look good, for a few minutes, even if.
Well, I don't see why we don't just.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I don't see why we shouldn't just bring somebody that's still active that's from the old TNA roster. Somebody like a I don't know what was her name back in the day. She's from New York.
ODB.
Well, yeah, that could have been one too. But what was her name? No, she used to wrestle with HBK's. I can't think of her name. She's
let us know in the comments.
She's a really good wrestler.
Well, let us know in the comments if you have any idea what Scary Gary is talking about. What the hell did we miss? Other than the main event?
Trinity, that's what it was.
Oh, Trinity, yeah, okay. Did we miss anything other than the main event? I don't think so.
We just missed some things like with Raj Singh and some things like that.
I'll be honest.
You'd rather forget.
I'm not too excited about his first feud being with Raj and Shira. But maybe it's just like kind of the ending of them. Maybe he just like totally destroys them and proves like what a monster wrestler he is. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it's a time killer because they don't know if he's going to be sticking around. They got to be tough. They got to be. I don't know what the word is. They got to be careful with giving people too much time and giving them a spot to go to WWE or whatever the hell.
Oh yeah, well I mean, the pay-per appearance is the way we're going right now too, and like I think we're looking at a different impact right now than say the last 4 or 5 years where we'd have talent under lock and key, and we had more freedom with them, and now we're kind of like they're here one set of tapings and then they're gone.
Yeah, I mean I'm like we'll get into it afterwards, but there are some spoilers that came in for the tapings, and we'll get to that after everything, and we'll give a gigantic spoiler warning just to get everybody the hell out of here that doesn't want any part of that. Okay, I think we only missed the main event.
Oh yeah,
I thought it was a blast. Other than, I would much rather see what the hell's the word? What were those toys they threw in the ring?
Oh, the Legos.
Yeah, Legos or like anything else. I mean, we talked about this before the show, like the barbed wire.
Oh, why not the army men in there be fitting for Macklin? Little plastic green toys that you can get.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like a weird, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't say it looks too fake, but I feel like it kind of does. Like the barbed wire these days.
Oh, yeah.
Like it looks like wire.
Yeah, it basically looks like wood hide. You get in your local Walmart.
I feel like it's that simple. It's just a bunch of wire. But I mean, I did like Macklin with the face paint. I mean, I love everything about
Oh, you look badass.
I think you mentioned you were surprised before we recorded that he won, and I was not at all because they've been booking the shit out of this dude really well.
With me, I just am because like it seems like they get him like with momentum, and then they have him either lose on a count out or not get the pin. Like kind of like when they booked him early on when he was having that rivalry with Trey. It kind of feels like he doesn't ever get pinned, but I could have honestly seen him not winning too, and then like not being in on the decision. So it kind of like would have entailed that maybe the winner face Macklin in the future or something. That's just kind of the way because they're basically making this a. I kind of feel like something like maybe the plans fell through for Sammy to have a partner or something. That's kind of the way I felt going into this because they kind of hinted that he was going to have a partner in a way against Moose and Macklin, and then they went the other way, and now Moose and Macklin are at odds too.
See, I see it more as like a Moose versus the never-ending Sammy Moose thing, and Macklin is kind of just, I don't want to say using it, but maybe a little to like get the win between these guys, or
yeah,
I
like
don't know,
a rub kind of thing.
yeah, like sliding his way up the roster, but they're not really paying attention and they're fighting with each other. And I don't know, I feel like they're kind of in a weird spot with Macklin, where like, what do you do with him unless you want to give him like a title? And then which title would you give him? And I could see like them being actually like, well, I don't know, whatever you do, I don't know. What do you think? World title, X title?
I could definitely see him. What's the other title? Digital media would be one I'd consider him for. I don't know. I like him, but I don't for some reason like him in the X division. I don't know why. I don't know. I feel like that's a speed zone kind of wrestling. Like no total nonstop action in a sense because it's like Macklin's got that, but I kind of feel like he's more like the.
I'm with you. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like he's not the quintessential idea of a X Division star.
And I don't want to say it's a joke because I love Myers, but I don't know. I feel like he's kind of like I don't want to say bigger than that.
Yeah.
I feel like, but like maybe they should be kind of like, you know what I mean? Like he's kind of like I think you mentioned he's kind of like their Austin kind of guy, or become maybe. And like I don't know.
Well, I mean, he does wear the black trunks, the boots. You know what I mean? He's like he just has that look like a new age Stone Cold and Impact. I don't know if anybody out there is getting that vibe, but I've been getting that vibe for quite a while with him.
I feel like he's in kind of a stuck mode unless he goes for a tag title or something for a little.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Like until the I don't know, more stuff is over, at least with Eddie.
See, that's why I say it'd be good to bring in like Silas Young. He'd be a perfect partner for him.
Yeah, don't get me started on my man Silas and your man Silas.
No pulling for you, Silas.
Yeah, one of these days, hopefully, pal, we'll see you here. And I think that's everything about the show, right? Did we miss any matches?
No, I think we nailed it. I'm going back through here. I think we got everything. That was a very good show.
Okay, so we got some news. Breaking news. How about this? Bhupinder Gujar. Yeah, let's kill that one. Bhupinder Gujar tweeted, "Get ready, India." Now I can't read. Maybe that's actually.
I didn't hear this.
We are coming with something big and interesting at Impact Wrestling.
Oh wow!
This was yesterday at 1:10 p.m. So.
Wow, got an Indian tour coming up, huh?
Yeah. And hang on. 411 says, in the name there's I don't know what that meant. There's a picture of himself standing in front of a screen displaying Pehwani Pataki, the name of the company's Hindi language series that showcases highlights from the weekly show as well as moments from Impact's history. So he's standing in front of that, pointing at it with a thumbs up. So good news. I know they do well in India, so maybe this is even something that will make them do even more well in India.
Well, you don't think maybe we got plans maybe to do a second show in India?
Also that, yeah.
I mean, because we did do that with Rinka King when it was headed up by Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, definitely could be. And before I forget, let me get to the Countdown to Victory Road results. We had the Bullet Club, Juice, Ace, and Chris Bay in a very shocking defeat against Jason Hotch, who was the, what the hell is it called?
That I don't know. You know more about him. I just know he was
he won. What did he win? He won the.
Yeah, what was it?
God damn it! He won that Impact thing. Whatever.
Jack, was it?
Gut check, yeah. He was the most recent gut
Yeah.
check winner.
We
Along
don't
with
use that enough. I wish we'd use it more often. That'd be a good way to measure, up and coming talent.
Yeah. Along with Jack Price.
And Shogun.
Who I have not seen a lot of, to be honest with you. And, didn't really see a lot of him in this match either. But, obviously the team, that was a joke about the whole surprising win. Incredibly obvious. Bullet Club wins. And what the hell was the other one? Killer Kelly versus Tasha. This was cool. No contest. Killer Kelly attacked the ref. And, I'm cool with that. It's a good match. And I think those two were heading towards maybe some kind of, what the hell is the word? Gimmick match at BFG?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I like how the two ladies, well, especially Tasha's like scared of her like a lot, and then Kelly's like playing off of her fear, and it's just making it must see. I think this is probably out of all the knockouts. I think this is the most interesting story going forward. I don't know.
Kind of shocking. It's like a middle of the, you know what I mean? It's like a mid card. I mean, it's not like it is a mid card feud, and like. How many do you see of those in women's wrestling ever, anywhere? That's a good mid-card feud.
When you'd think it was for a title, and it's really about nothing.
Yeah.
It's about,
it's literally, it's not even number one contender or anything.
Yeah.
So okay, got some more Impact news from my great friend, who I call Mikey Johns at PW Insider. As previously reported, blah, blah, whatever. Delirious worked at Tapings, losing a match, blah, blah, blah. And he also worked as producer for last night's Tapings. Maybe he was also a reporter. I don't know. But he was definitely a producer. Now, you would know about that.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, a lot of people, he'll have his, haters on this, but I like it. It fits right in. A lot of the talent we currently have in Impact, our former ROH talent. They knows a lot of them. So
it says no word if he's signed to the company, but Gail Kim, Lance Storm, Tommy Dreamer, Jimmy Jacobs, R.D. Evans, and Diener, along with Delirious, were working back behind the scenes last night, which I think is interesting, especially Diener. How about that? My man.
Yeah, that's not the first time he's worked as a producer backstage. He's done segments of Impact in the past as well. So all he's doing at this point is just gaining some more experience in that field.
And though Mikey also mentioned, additionally, 1 or 2 more matches will be added to Bound for Glory over the next few weeks. To be fair, let me put a little disclaimer. That dude is wrong a lot, so we'll see what happens.
Well, it's interesting to know. It's interesting to note, too, we're really not, coming off this live show, we're not really having much of a build, because in less than 2 weeks, we're having our big one, Bound for Glory.
Less than 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay, well. We could complain about the lack of build for Bound for Glory and get into things like that, but we'll leave that to other people who want to talk about marketing and bullshit and stupid ass whatever. A lot of dummies out there. A lot of dummies out there. All right, let's get to spoilers. Everybody get the hell out of here if you don't want spoilers. These are Impact spoilers from the Tapings on Saturday, September 24th, which will, I guess, air this week. I don't know if there's a week left.
Let's see. I think we haven't officially had these tapings yet, have we? No.
I'm not sure.
This Saturday's taping will be the first of the 2 weeks will be Thursday, and then we have another week after that.
Okay, so again, these are spoilers for Thursday's episode, very likely, so get the hell out of here if you don't want to hear them. Same for you, Gary. Feel free to hang up.
No.
Okay, before the Impact, my boy Yuyi defeated Jason Hotch. Nice to see Hotch getting some time, but like you said, have to win that thing.
Beat Yuyi? Is that what you said?
No, Hotch lost.
Yeah,
at least get a match. And then Juice Robinson defeated Zayn. Again, nice seeing Zayn around. Okay, Impact time. Ace Austin and Chris Bay. I love this. Very much love this, because I feel like they haven't been getting enough Bullet Club shit. With Juice defeated defeated Laredo Kid and Trey Miguel.
I like it.
Digital Media Championship match. Myers defeats Crazy Steve. Myers issues an open challenge for Bound for Glory. That should be interesting. I usually don't read spoilers, but whatever. I'll do it for fans.
Well, it seems like you got your wish, too. Seems like Myers has moved on from Boofinder, so.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Hate to say it. I mean, I don't want to bash the guy, but yeah, a little nice win over Crazy Steve there. And Delirious loses to Black Taurus. I like that. Honor No More in-ring celebration after their Victory Road win. Cool. Big brawl with the Motor City Machine Guns, Heath, Swan, and Josh. Rich Swan and Heath defeat Vincent and PCO. Motherfucker, goddamn it. Give PCO some wins, you evil bastards.
I don't know if I like that, though. I don't see it just because, like I said, I really don't want Rich in the tag team division.
Oh, there you go, Rich. There you go, Rich Swan and Heath. How about that for a tag team?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it was better when they were just pushing Heath like singles run kind of thing.
Yeah, I think so. Until you see him in until you see him in singles matches, like he's just not like a top kind of wrestler guy.
Very true.
But whatever. Monsters Ball. Not surprising. Masha beats Alley Catch. Kazarian defeats Kenny King in a nice singles match. That should be fun. Wow. Mickey James defeats Giselle Shaw again for some reason. Macklin again defeats Moose with Sammy as the guest referee. See, I really think it's like more about Sammy and Moose, and they're probably gonna have another goddamn match with the goddamn thing. But who knows? Tanya and Jessica defeat the Swingerellas. Oh, that should be something. I mean, come on, the Swingerellas. We got so many knockouts in the fucking Swingerellas. Alex Shelley defeats. Oh, how's this one? Alex Shelley and Matt Taven. That should be a hell of a match.
Oh wow, yeah. Be a barn.
Shelley got the win. And then a contract signing with Jordan and Masha. Masha put Jordan through a table. So that should be really cool. That sounds like 2 shows in one. I'm not sure. Guess we'll see. If you like spoilers, well, you're welcome for that. And if you don't, sorry. We did give you a lot of goddamn warnings. And really quick. Sorry, go ahead.
I just gonna say, I might add to that too, just because a lot of these tapings, like some of the events that went down, are not up your alley. Don't judge it before you see it. Impact does it better than anybody. They put on a hell of a show. Sometimes it's a lot better than you think going into it. So let's just be fair, you know.
And I feel like in today's day and age, where like everyone except me basically is like so wrestling heavy as a fan, like how can you not have loved this show? You know what I mean? Like I would think other people would have loved it a lot more than me, and I loved it. Like I don't know. I'm starting to think differently. Like I gotta review TV shows different than specials. You know what I mean? Like because I'm more of a backstage guy and shit, but specials aren't gonna have that. So yeah, I'm growing. I'm trying to grow.
Well, it's like any show's going to have a filler. You know, there's always something in a show that, like, I ain't kidding. When Grotto used to wrestle for us, I'd tune right out.
That's what I mean. And
you know,
that's what I mean. Like, I don't think people give them credit for that. Like, there's no tune outs anymore. Like, there hasn't been for a long time, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Bhupinder, but I mean, even he gets like good matches against like Myers and shit, who kind of make it fun.
Oh yeah.
And let me just quickly read some comments from last week. I think this will be a new thing that when we get comments, we should read them since we don't get many. Enjoying all the Speedball matches. I think he's top level. That's our boy Hobbs, who I was going to name the 2-time, our first ever 2-time fan of the week, but maybe next week, Hobbs. Sorry, Debbie. Forgot about that.
He's a great fan. He's an even bigger horror fan, too, so check out his channel on YouTube. I think he's now monetized, so congrats to
congrats, Hobbs. All right, also Kevin Cruz, who I'm not sure if he's a new subscriber or just popped into comment, but he left a great one. Impact Wrestling show again last week was truly outstanding. Once again, they knocked it out of the ballpark. And Honor No More against Motor Machine Guns. Just a bunch of matches here. Mike Bailey, Eddie Edwards. It goes on and on. Josh Alexander. They continue to knock it out of the park. Let's get fans to watch this show every Thursday, 8 p.m. on Axis. Boom. That's a comment from a damn good fan. Especially throwing in the, watch it on fucking Axis. Like, more fans should be doing that.
And not to mention, guys, in case anybody was wondering about the ratings or the overall ratings talk, we went up each week, even against football. So we got nearly back to 100,000 views this week on Access. So it's not all it's not all rainy days and and sour stomachs over this stuff. There's there's a lot of football left, but there's going to be weeks where football is not on everybody's mind either, too, because there's like a lot of bad Thursday matchups. So
I
stay
feel you, buddy.
about that.
I just tried to pull up a "We Did It" sound of people cheering, and I pulled up some terrible sound effects. So sorry about that if anyone heard that. And I think that's about it for this week's edition.
Yeah, you have anything else, Jay?
Ah, you got the ratings. That was my last thing of the week, I think. And seriously, thanks to everyone who listens and subscribes. I doubt anybody's still here, but we appreciate it all. And we're all over the place now, and we're getting all kinds of views and listeners. And I'm still trying to find out comments, how to get them from these places. I think we have a few. But again, thanks to everyone for listening, commenting, subscribing. We're not like everyone else. We don't have a lot of subscribers and all that. So whatever, we do our best.
And a bit of a programming reminder: the next 2 weeks will be in Skyway Studios, so don't think like we're going all cheap here. This is still part of the Victory Road tapings, if you will. We got 2 weeks in Skyway Studios in Nashville, so buck up. It is what it is. It is basically our home away from home.
So sometimes you got to go cheap in life.
I guess what happened, from what I gather, what happened is I want to say something to do with Philly fell through or something. Something to do with the 2300 arena. It fell through. And in the process, I think somebody already had booked the venue by the time we had it. I guess it was retracted or something. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Blood Rain would know. He follows Impact closely. But I'm pretty sure that those plans were changed about a month or so ago.
Well, I was talking to my boy Robles today. Sorry, just going to end this in a minute. But he did throw out some interesting names of where he thinks Impact will be heading. And one of them was Canada at the end of the year. And the next was what the hell's kind of like Canada, but not even close. Japan. I was like, wow, that's kind of crazy. And then he also mentioned where AAA is. Sorry, I'm bad with everything right now.
Oh, Mexico?
Mexico. And I was like, shit, man, you got some good ideas. Like, it would be, you know what I mean? It would be great if they still they can get out to places like that. I mean, God.
Yeah, it would be cool. I wouldn't mind seeing if we could get some, like, if it wasn't during, like, monsoon season and stuff, I wouldn't mind seeing us go to, like, Puerto Rico, just because they are part of our country, and I think they're often overlooked. I mean, think about how big Tasha Steeles would be there.
Pretty sure they don't have water or something right now, but I don't want to get into all that since I'm not a newsman.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just think that'd be a kind of a trendsetter, just because it doesn't. A lot of places don't try things like that.
Yeah, wrestling's a weird thing. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, what would you do? Like, I always think about that. Like, go to like the safe space or like, try something new. I know what I would do. I'd stay in Atlanta for as long as possible because that place fucking ruled.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of like its own. It's almost kind of got that set up like a casino venue as well. And like I said, Atlanta has it's pretty much a year-round warm area too. So I mean, there would always be a fan base, I would think.
Yeah, one of my followers, I forget the name, sorry, but they mentioned, they should definitely go back there to Atlanta. I was like, fuck yeah, of course, like, definitely. God, they shouldn't even think about it. Like, if you don't after hearing those crowds, but whatever. I don't know how much shit goes into business and booking things, and like you said, something might have just got canceled. I have no idea about shit like that. So,
and I
wanted Gary's here.
I wanted to add one last thing before you probably want to go dead air here. Did you notice in November we're going to be doing another IPWF show?
Oh, that's cool. Really? Was that the Good Brothers?
Thanksgiving?
Really, without the Good Brothers?
Uh, they were.
Maybe they'll pop in.
No, that's the the gimmick, the like throwback to the
Yeah,
terror.
I thought they kind of ran that thing though.
Yeah. Well, I know the first year I don't think it was so much about them, but
Yeah,
like
well, I'm sure.
I
I'm
think
sure
we're
they can.
going to that. You know.
I'm sure they can handle it without them. It's a that
Yeah.
fun year was that I thought the first year was just incredible. I mean, because of the talent, like that match with God.
Yeah, because we had Tessa Blanchard,
That's
and
what I was saying. Yeah, Jordan and Tessa. That was a blast, and like you could tell
that
they
was
had
a
so
great
much fun.
faction too. I was always hoping that would have been a
Yeah,
thing, you know.
and yeah, they had so much. The Rough Riders, I think they had so much fun with that. That was fun. So yeah, I like to see that, and I'd like to see Lockdown come back.
Oh yeah, and yeah, well, adding to that too, I noticed in the month of December, it looks like we're going to be actually having tapings as opposed to the best ofs or whatever at the end of the year. I don't know.
Oh my God, that would be
That's what
amazing.
it's looking like to me, based on what I see. It looks like it's a block of taping, so there might be a week in there that might be a best of episode, but it looks like to me we kind of buck that trend where we're not gonna have two-part
I
best.
think one is fine. Maybe even two.
Yeah, but like to just I think it helps too with us doing the IPWF stuff in November. That kind of that little light levity takes us. It kills another week where we're not doing a best of or anything
Yeah,
like.
it's tough because you probably don't want to waste anything good. Like I mean, like around Christmas when you're probably
Yeah,
gonna get like 30,000 views or something.
I just think we need to start pushing Shop Impact a little more too as a company. I remember
Oh
the
yeah,
old
well,
vignettes they used to do back in the day, like around holidays.
Shop Impact needs to get their shit together because I'm not gonna name any names, but somebody mentioned they've been waiting a while for some merchandise, and I'm not even joking. It literally took me almost a year to get merchandise once, and I was just losing my fucking mind. Like it was like Jesus. I'm like Jesus. It's 2 shirts. I'm like fuck it. Just tell me the reason why it took 9 months. Like I don't
Well,
even need the shirts.
well, with you putting on weight during the pandemic, you probably went up a size
Oh yeah. Now
from
they're
what.
belly shirts. Now they're belly shirts. Yeah.
Yeah, next Rolfus.
Not a good look for me. No. All right, that's about it. We don't want to get to an hour and be ridiculous like some other podcasts that take the exact time of the show, like 3 hours, to do a fucking podcast about it. All right, that's it for us. We'll be back next week, same time, same bat channel, and whatever else.
Yeah, that's
Peace.
all. Peace.
Oh shit, sorry. Remember to keep it positive, at least when it comes to Impact.